Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at the Hifiman HE400 SE planar magnetic headphones. Damn, that's a mouthful. Okay, so this is a no-brainer. If you're looking for an entry into planar magnetic headphones, this is fantastic. It's not perfect by any means, but for the money, this is a fantastic sounding headphone, very comfortable, very durable. The box, let's bring it in. Box, fairly simple. Just tells you a little bit about the headphones on the front and the back. Looks good and keeps it safe in transit. Other than that, you don't get anything else in the box other than the standard warranty card and user manual. Which, if you're using a user manual to use headphones, you're probably on the wrong channel and you're probably spending the wrong amount of money on headphones. Out of the box, there was the one issue, and it was with the cable. So the cable comes wound up, and it comes with a fairly standard cable tie on it, and the cable tie was tied so tightly that it almost looked like it was cutting through the cable. I played with it a little bit, loosened it off and stuff, and that came out, but it was dangerously close to cutting through the cable, so they should just take a little bit more care. Other than that, the cable's fine. It's a detachable cable. It comes with a standard 3.5mm jack. It's got decent strain relief, and it has the 1/4" adapter on the end. Actually, there you can still see there's still some of where that cable tie was actually cutting into the cable themselves. I would be extremely pissed about that. I just don't think that that's good quality control. And we'll talk about quality control in a second as well. Other than that, the cable's fine, but I would recommend, and these headphones are worthy of a $20 or $30, $40 upgraded cable, just to bring them up that touch a little higher in class. So what is it? It's a planar dynamic headphone, and it's rated at 25 ohms, but as I'm going to talk about in the sound section, I found that even though it's rated at 25 ohms, this needs a lot of power. It needs a source. So, if you're somebody that's buying these headphones and you're just going to use it from your phone, I don't think you've got enough power there to drive them adequately. They're still going to sound good, but I think you're missing out on their full capability. I was using it with the Dithonray Honey H1 and the BESaudio DX300. They're both very expensive. You don't need that much. Maybe like a $70, $80, $100 DAP or amp would suffice to give them enough power, but definitely there was a noticeable improvement in sound when they were driven high power. I was using the DX300 on high gain at over 60% volume, which is quite a lot of energy to be feeding it. Let's have a look at the build quality. Build quality is kind of shoddy. It's good materials for the most part. The only part I don't like is that this is plastic. These little attachments here are really, really cheap plastic. I don't feel like they're going to break because they're just a cover as opposed to a moving part. The moving part is in the headband inside, and it's this notched metal, which feels fantastic. I also really like the tightness on the swivel mechanism, so you can see I can swivel it and it holds in place. I prefer that than to the ones that flop around because I just think that it holds its position better and feels more comfortable for me. So I do like that. I like the whatever this is. I think this is plastic as well, but it feels good quality. It's got metal grate on the outside and it's got metal jack points. That's all good. But there is one issue with my set, and that's here. The stitching is so far off to the point that I would actually return it if I had paid for these ones. They were sent to me as a sample, but that's some shoddy workmanship. That should not pass quality control. It's not just that it's twisted around, it's that it's actually been tapered incorrectly on the stitching. And I know I'm a stickler, but I'm looking at it from your perspective. If I'm spending $150, I'm going to be pissed off at that. It shouldn't be there. It's a little bit better on this side, but no means perfect. I would say this side is more towards acceptable, but this side would annoy me, just OCD style. The headband, other than that, is fantastic. Like, it's got a really thick, nice memory foam cushioning on it that just feels super nice on your head. Speaking of points of contact, you have the the earpads here. The earpads have this sort of velour-y style inner lining on it. I don't know if you can see it on the video properly. There you go. Velour-y inside with the pleather on the outside, the plasticky leather. And there's a little bit of venting on the inside there. So in combination with being open back and this, you'll have no problems with comfort or what do you got, like sweaty ears, stuff like that over long listening sessions. Really, really comfortable. The clamping force a little bit on the high side, but again, I like that because I tend to move about a lot in the office with my headphones. Let's get into the main reason you would want to actually buy these headphones. Let me bring this out. A little bit of a trick to getting these out. You kind of actually, instead of pull away, you actually push in and that releases these little hooks. You can see the driver in there. $150 for a planar magnetic. You can see it's a very, very thin film, very delicate. So if you're going to take off the protection, please put it back on and do not go poking about in here. The sound quality. The sound quality is incredible for the money. It is not going to blow your socks off. It is not, it's not one of these ones that it's going to be beaten out by Sennheisers that are maybe around about the $250, $300 mark. Sennheiser are still kind of the ones that, they're very flat and basic sounding, but they're technically very good, around about $300-400. This is not one that punches above its weight, but for $150, introduction to planar magnetic headphones, it's incredible. It sounds fantastic. It's got punchy bass. It's got lots of that planar magnetic detail in the mids and the highs. A little bit on the peaky side, but energetic, adds to a little bit of depth in the sound space. It's more of one of these headphones that you're going to sit there and you're going to enjoy listening to music with, rather than overly analytically listening to stuff. It's like more that sort of tube ampy presentation as opposed to like a solid state amp. It's not technically incredible in the grand scheme of things, but at $150, I would definitely listen to this over something like the ATH M50X from Audio-Technica. Different dynamic drivers at this price point. There's going to be a few Civica reviews over the next few weeks on the channel that we're going to take a look at some other planar magnetic headphones, but I just think overall build quality and sound quality is really good. As I say, the main issue with this is that you need a good power source to drive it. It's kind of like the Tin Hi-Fi P1, the earphones, which, do I even have them still sitting about here? I don't think so. The Tin Hi-Fi P1 are one of these earphones. There you go. Planar earphones, and they're rated quite low in terms of impedance, but they come alive when you feed them more power, and that's the case here. So I think it's one of these things where, yes, for $150, fantastic headphone. I don't know if the modders are going to get into this or if there's too much that you can do modifying them. I don't think it's really worth it. I don't see anything, as somebody who used to modify headphones, I don't really see a lot of opportunity in this one. But you got to take that into account, that if you're going to be spending $150 and you're going to have to buy an amp, you're really going to be spending sort of in the region of $200, $250. And that puts you into sort of Sennheiser territory again. But if you already have an amp there and you just want to get yourself your feet on the ladder with a set of planar magnetic headphones, then these are a fantastic entry into it. The other use case I would see for something like this is somebody who mainly uses high-end earphones. So if you got a set of, like, say, Duno Zens or Solaris or something like that, and you want to have a set of headphones around just for comfort sitting around the house, but you don't want to spend too much money on it, this is an excellent introduction. It is well made, apart from the flaws. The actual construction of it's really good. The sound's good, and the price is damn good. So yeah, that's it for this one. By no means the perfect headphone, but for the price, I can't think of anything else that I would take at this point. I'm going to go and do some more research and get some more stuff in round about this price point. But as I say, at this price point, I can't think of much that competes with this at all. So If you get one of these, welcome to the Planar magnetic world. If you like this review, please go ahead and subscribe and check out one review every day this week at least. So check that out, and I'll see you on the next one.